One of the elements in my MOT failure was one of the number plate lamps wasn't bright enough to illuminate the number plate, so I took the lamp out and you can see that's all but blown. It's gone very silver. When I came to replace the bulb, this is the good one and this is the one with the lens taken out, I found that there is actually no fitting that's broken inside. So I've gone onto eBay and I've bought a new set of lights, and they come with the chrome plinth. So this is the part they've sent me. This is a plastic chromed trim, they call it a plinth. It's in really good condition. In fact, I think it's better than the one that's on my car. There are the two lamps, and these are the parts that have actually broken up inside of mine. So I'm just going to put the whole thing on. You have to take the plastic lock cover out, which is held with two plastic fasteners, which that one's in good condition, and you can see someone's mullered that one before. So on the underside of the boot we've got the lock mechanism, which is there, which we've just uncovered, and then there's a handle which is actually held in with two Torx fasteners. Now it's really worth your while buying a rack of these things for about $5.99 from B&Q, and then they'll fit onto a socket. Make sure you get the little connectors, and this one is a TX27. So that's the handle out and the two fasteners. I notice there's some red stud lock on there, so I'll make sure I put some on it when I put it back together. The boot lining is held in with these plastic fasteners. You only need to take one fastener out, and that's that one there, and that's one of these Christmas tree fasteners that you can use again. You just pull them out, and then we look up there, there's the light fitting, and that's the back of the plinth, and that's held on with 4 bolts, so I've got to be able to get at those. Doesn't look too difficult. Well, they're 10mm nuts. You can just get the ratchet spanner on and undo them easy enough until they're loose enough to get your hands on. They're special flanged nuts, so you don't want to lose those. You can see where the unit has broken out just here, and it's all overheated and made it brittle. You have to disconnect it by pushing in this wire, and then it will actually come out. I probably can't do that with one hand. And you have to disconnect it in order to take the plinth off. Looking at the end of the one I've bought, you see there's a little metal spigot here, and inside the car this spring just clips off. Now this one's come off really easily, the other side doesn't want to come off, so I'm going to have a more concerted go at that. Well, there's the offending clip, and that really does not want to come off, so I'm going to have to get something a bit heavier to either lever it off or pull it off. I can't do it with my hands. The bottom one is the one that didn't want to come off. You can see it's a bit distorted, and what I actually did is each one's got a hole in the end, so I made a tool out of a wire coat hanger and got it in the hole, and then manipulated with a screwdriver as I was pulling it, and it popped off. So now I can get the plinth off. Now the last thing holding the plinth off is the little plastic locator, and there's one on both sides, and I think you just have to pinch the heads and hopefully that will then just pop out. It does come out as one piece. It was this little plastic nodule holding it in. I now need to disconnect the button and run the wiring up down there. So you have to disconnect the button, and that's got a little push clip there, and then pull the grommet out and pull it out, because obviously the wire has got to pass through there in order to get out. That should just now pull through, and then put it back in the new one. The button is back in, and the wiring run along to where it's supposed to go through, and I'm just checking the fittings themselves. They've still got bulbs in, but I'm going to change the bulbs and get new bulbs. It's amazing, I don't know if that picks that up, how much they've melted the actual fittings. I've bought heavy duty bulbs which claim to be reinforced and pothole resistant. This must be a new thing, I've never seen this before. Just used to put bulbs in and they used to last forever. Before I put the other one back on, I'm just going to give it a good clean down with T-Cut, get all this grime off it. That's as clean as it's going to get. These little marks here are actually in the paintwork. Now that looks like rust, and so does that one, but I'm sure that will be okay. When you put it back, you can just use the two white poppers to pop it in before you do everything up, and then check that the lights actually work and check that the button still works. That's all good. Just a matter now of screwing it all back together. Right, that's all back together and the lights are working correctly. The lock's working correctly. Job done.